Alright, so I want to explain Q versus E max, and I don't know what better way to do it than this scuffed up version. Let's look at what each gives you. Q gives you the cooldown and the damage, right? Damage, cooldown. E gives you cooldown, damage, and since your E cooldown is getting lower, your partial reset from your Shunpo is getting lower. Alright, you're following me so far? I'm gonna argue that the E cooldown doesn't really matter. And I'll show you why. So you're doing your combo, right? You end it with Shunpo. This is way too long either way. You're not gonna be in a fight and hope my Shunpo's back up, time to fight again. Your Q on the other hand will come back up. So let's say you start off with a Q. You don't have to jump in it right away. I feel like jumping on it now. W, my Q is almost back up and my dagger's still down. So the Q cooldown matters. Even in this combo, right? I have my Shunpo's up because of the reset. Now I'm gonna wait 9.5 seconds with 4 points in it? No, that's just not realistic. The E cooldown doesn't really matter. The Q cooldown does. That's my argument. So I'm gonna delete this. And I hope you agree. So now we're gonna look at the damage. It's pretty close. 30 a level, 15 a level, but you can Shunpo up to 3 times. So if you Shunpo 3 times, it's 15% more damage. But 2 is equal, 1 is less. You're probably gonna Shunpo 2 or 3 times. But 15 damage, it's really close. If you get another Q, then it makes up for it. I really don't think it matters that much. So I'm gonna delete all of this. So now we're just looking at the Q cooldown and the partial reset. Well, this is a lot more vague than this. What does this actually mean? So, well, that's just when you catch a dagger, you're taking that 9.5 seconds and subtracting it by 8. Your daggers take about 1.25 seconds to fall, so you want the reset to be around that time. So at 1.5 seconds, that's like the golden zone. So if I EW and catch a dagger, bam, is right back up. 1.5 seconds is like perfect. More than that, it's kind of unnecessary. So let's look at that. So this is just straight up Q versus E max. We're taking that 9.5 seconds and subtracting it by 8. That's all we're doing. And the 8 is just a stand-in for whatever you get at that level. Because that 8 number is going to change with your level and your points in Shunpo. So we look at the level and our points in Shunpo. So at level 6, it actually does make a decent difference. You're going to have 3 points in E at this point. So 0.4 seconds is actually pretty good. 7 and 8, you get at the perfect 1.5. But beyond that, it's too fast. So let's look at 4 points in E compared to E max. Before it's all the same because you only have 5 points in E at this point. And at this point it's too fast. So right now I have 4 points in E and we're doing this. The Shunpo's looking pretty good. Let's see what's the Q. Right? That's why would you need it faster. We're gonna put another point in it and it's gonna be up like instantly, but like it doesn't really do much with full Emax. So I'm gonna argue if you're maxing Shunpo, why not just put 4 points in it? The fully maxed Shunpo doesn't really do anything. Alright? What about 2 points in E? Or like, what if we started Q? Well, now we're getting complicated. So Q max is just good period because your Q is important. There's no other way to get better Qs. You can be efficient with the E depending on how you max it. These dash lines just mean it's the same as the one before. So if E max is way too fast and 4 is exactly what you want, I don't see a reason to ever max E. I'm just going to delete it. It just doesn't matter. So 3 points in E is also popular. So let's look at that and compare it to the ones around it. It makes a big difference at level 6. 0.3 seconds. Yeah. If you kind of want some in E, you could go 2, but it's not as good as 3. And I'm going to argue if you're going 3, you might as well go 4. Because at level 8, 9, 10, it's 0.3 seconds faster. And 1.5, as we said earlier, that's like the perfect time to have. I'm going to argue, if you're putting 3 points in E, you might as well go 4, but not 5. 2 points in E, it's kind of interesting. I don't think it's that good compared to 3 points in E or 4. It's really about this level 5 and 6. If you put another point in E at level 5, you get that bonus for level 5 and level 6. And that's potentially worth it. But if you're going for that, you might as well have the rest. So I'm going to delete this one, because I think 4 would just be the way to go. So sometimes you want points in Q, and later on you can really make use of that lower Shunpo cooldown, and maybe you want to put a couple points in Q, or 3. So that's what this is. 3 points in Q is just the worst of both worlds. You have the negative parts of Emax, and you have the worst parts of Qmax. So 3 points in Q into maxing E, it's just straight garbage. 2 points in Q and then 4 points into E lets you have this nice 8, 9, 10, 11. You sacrifice the 5 and the 6, but if you're maxing Q, you're not really fighting level 4, 5, 6 anyways, really. But you still do get that nice 8, 9, 10, 11. So I had no idea what I was going to come up with after when I started making this chart. But this is what I came up with. On paper, this is just what looks like the best, and this is what I'm going to try out. I'm going to try out 4 points in E, 2 in Q. I hope you're not overwhelmed. I hope I'm making sense. The numbers are just your Shunpo cooldown minus the partial reset. Well, I hope you followed. Weird video, but thanks for watching.